Rise of Kingdoms just revealed brand new patch notes for the upcoming update 1.0.95 Qin Ascendancy. I am so bad at pronouncing that. If you saw yesterday's video, my god, I'm so sorry. But today we're going to go ahead and take a look at everything that is coming soon to Rise of Kingdoms. But first, what's going on, guys? Now, as you guys know, I am a partnered creator with Rise of Kingdoms, so if you want breaking news for the latest updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and drop a thumbs up while you're down there. Let's take a look here. The first bullet point says participate in the Qin Ascendancy event series to earn a ton of rewards. Qin Ascendancy events, sign in spoils, log in for 7 consecutive days to claim rewards. I wonder what those rewards might entail. Interesting. Okay. Imperial treasures, collect jade slips and exchange them for priceless treasures. Okay. All under heaven, step into the first emperor's shoes and unite the kingdoms. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, y'all. Collect ancient coins and witness the history of Great Qin. So basically we have a 7-day login event for the first ever emperor of China, and we have priceless treasures and rewards, but those rewards are not revealed here. Interesting. I wonder what those rewards could possibly be. I wonder if it has anything to do with yesterday's video where we revealed just a brand new character coming to Rise of Kingdoms. They went through all the effort of making an animated video for this new character, and they're on promotional art, and they're on the banner on the official Facebook page. I wonder what these special priceless rewards are going to be. Treasure hunt, collect treasure map fragments to hunt for treasure. Grand reunion, bring back old friends and set out on a new adventure. I really like this part because last time I shared my code in a video and people used like all 5 or all 10 of them and I got a bunch of rewards. It was freaking sick. So anyway, this is coming on June 12th, so that's really exciting. I suspect that the 7-day login event thing will actually start a few days after June 12th, so I think that there's probably more to this event than they're revealing here, because I mean, man, this whole update is based on the first emperor of China, and we also see the first emperor of China in all the new promotional material and videos, and yet this is it. They don't reveal anything else here, so we'll just have to wait and see what actually comes of this. But that is the theme of the update. Annals of Great Qin limited events, let there be moonlight. Upgrade your event level to earn a new city theme. Barbarian incursions, complete incursions to recover the Commerce Council's cargo. Smithy specials is coming back. That's pretty cool. Race against time. We have melon market. Yes, dude, they're making a big deal out of this. We have the fisherman's fortune, break out your tackle box, and Zenith of power, which we already know, I believe, is a 20% archer attack right here, which was revealed over on the official social media accounts, so on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything like that. So yeah, this looks like it's going to be nautical themed. As you can see, there's this big like sunken pirate ship in the background, which I think looks really cool. We got a little fishy right here, so this is obviously going to be like Poseidon themed or pirate themed or something like that, which I'm down for. I think that's sick. Archer attack though, I don't know. I mean, with the new KvK tech update, maybe attack is more valuable now for these types of Zenith of power things, so if you're an archer main, maybe you want to go for this. But man, they are pulling out all the stops for this event to celebrate the first emperor of China. We have a lot of events that people really love: Smithy specials, melon market, Zenith of power, 7-day login event. Like, that's kind of crazy. So this event seems like a big deal. Season of Conquest optimizations, added a team up phase to the heroic anthem, Warriors Unbound, and Tides of War stories. Very cool. Added a match satisfaction rating and a voting phase to Season of Conquest matchmaking. During the voting phase, kingdoms can choose to accept or reject the match they've been assigned. If all kingdoms reject the match will be canceled and the kingdoms will be moved to the next round of story registration. That is super cool. I really like that a lot. I actually think that this was a suggestion from some members of the community, basically saying like, look, there's really no downside to doing this. If literally every kingdom decides they do not want to play this KvK, then why would you make them play it, right? Like, it's gonna just be an awful experience. I really like this a lot, so I'm happy to see that. Adjusted the pace of the Season of Conquest. Eve of the Crusade will start after entering the Lost Kingdom. During the event, marauders and marauder encampments will be spawned in the Lost Kingdom. So this is really interesting. I don't know how I feel about this, because the cool part about the Marauders event and the encampments is that you can spread out in pockets throughout your entire kingdom, and you can kind of use the entirety of the map and use these spawning on the entirety of the map to really maximize the value that you get here. And now if we have Marauders and encampments in the Lost Kingdom, well, now you're going to be competing within your own little zone with whatever other kingdoms are in your starting zone for Marauders, for encampments. That seems like a really big change, and I don't know if I like that a lot. I mean, the sort of good side of this is that if you're all competing in a small area, then you're just not going to be able to grind as much, which just means there's going to be less pressure for you to spend 48 hours online doing Marauders, right? But I do feel like Marauders and encampments are a really good way for players to spend AP, and so this feels like a really big nerf to the ability of players to really get value out of that event. And so I don't suspect players are going to like this change very much. Like that, I don't know why they would do this, to be honest with you. I have no idea like what's the benefit of doing this, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see how the community feels about that. That seems to be a pretty big change that no one really asked for. Adjusted the second stage of Past Glory from Annihilation to Full Speed Ahead. During this phase, you can donate speed ups to earn rewards and increase your rebuilding progress. All the Season of Conquest changes listed above will only take effect in stories that begin after the update. So the first stage of Past Glory is where you donate your resources, right? Your stone, your food, your wood, your gold. The second stage, as it says here, that's typically where you would kill barbarians and barbarian forts. So basically what they're doing is getting rid of that, which is fine. I think that was the one that I hated the most. I hated because like you just spent 2 days grinding Marauders. Now you have to spend even more time grinding barbs and barb forts. It sucks, right? It actually just sucks. It's awful. But donating speed ups in lieu of that is like, I mean, look, maybe it's going to be the case that you can donate different types of speed ups. So maybe you can donate research speed ups, building speed ups, just like the resource event where you can choose which resource you donate. Maybe you can choose which speed up type you donate, and it would all it would be basically the same. I think if they did that, then maybe that's cool, because again, there's just so many building speed ups that I don't have any use for. There's so many research speed ups I don't have any use for. However, 2-3 years from now, when players have gone through all of their excess, then what? Then are we supposed to donate universal speed ups, healing speed ups, training speed ups? Absolutely not, right? Players are just simply not going to participate in that, right? Like they simply won't. They will not participate in something that is detrimental to their own account progress and their own kingdom progress. So this, I don't know how this is going to work. Maybe it's the case that you only need a very small amount of speed ups per player to really max this out. If that's the case and you can use your building and research speed ups, I think this is a huge improvement over the grinding of barbs and forts, right? Obviously. But again, if you need a ton of speed ups per player, then I think down the line there's going to be a huge problem we run into with this, and I think they're going to have to change it. So we'll have to wait and see. It will only take effect after stories that start after the update, obviously. Other improvements: added more detail to the description of Baichi's expertise skill. Before, you had to sev wound 400,000 units. This commander's troop would gain a 5% bonus to normal damage dealt. Basically nobody ever got this ever. Okay, the new change though says after severely wounding 400,000 units, with all barbarian units defeated count as severely wounded, this commander's troop gains a 5% bonus to normal damage dealt. So okay, it says all barbarian units defeated, not sev wounds dealt to barbs. It says all barbarian units defeated. So does that count slightly wounded units for barbs as well? Like I can just spawn level 15 barbs right next to my city, and if I kill it, it dies immediately. Let's go ahead and see what, it was 40,000 units. Okay, so does that mean if I just kill 10 of the level 15 barbs, I only took 3 sev wounds and 47. Yeah, so total I would get 30 sev wounds, 470 slightly wounded units, and it would take a few minutes of my time, but then I would get 5% normal damage. Are people gonna do that, right? Do you think they're gonna do that? I guess maybe. Like maybe if you're going into like an altar and you can only send one army, right? Like maybe you'll prep your Bai Chi before, but I mean, I can't imagine people like really doing that a ton, right? So all in all, I would say, if all barbarian units, including slightly wounded units, count towards this, then again you could just spawn the level whatever's next to your city. Although I guess that probably doesn't work in Lost Kingdom, right? You can't spawn level 15s in Lost Kingdom, I don't think. So maybe that spoils my plan a little bit, right? So that's unfortunate. So you know, are people really going to grind low level barbs for this? Maybe. Is this a buff to Bai Chi? Definitely. It's definitely a buff, right? It's easier to get 5% normal damage now, but all in all, like, I don't know if this is really going to move the needle. Are people really going to take the time out of their day to do this? And then once Bai Chi dies, you got to do it again. Like, I don't think people are going to really be bothered, but whatever. I guess it's going to be nice if you're fighting where there's just naturally barbarians and you're naturally just killing barbs with your AoE by accident, and that just kind of stacks up over longer fights. Maybe you'll get the benefit of this, which I think is cool. So, but again, I don't think you're ever like, do you really need Bai Chi's expertise? No, right? I don't think you do. 5515 is probably good for Bai Chi, but it's nice to at least see that they've acknowledged that 400k units is ridiculous. Number 2, adjusted a few commander skill descriptions to more accurately reflect their actual effects. The above adjustments are textual only and do not have any effect on their skills themselves. Oh, okay, so I guess technically Bai Chi's skill has always worked this way, I guess, right? After severely wounded dude, yeah, it says before and after. It says added more detail to the description of Bai Chi's expertise, and then here it says above adjustments are textual only. So okay, so I guess this is not a buff. It has always worked this way, and I just didn't know about it. So okay, that's pretty cool. Super quick call out, guys. I was lucky enough to get a Switch 2 over on my second channel, and I unboxed over there. If you guys want to check that out, second channel link is going to be in the description below. And if you're hearing this secret call out, that means you've made it pretty far into the video. Hopefully you'll drop a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Okay, adjusted Lost Kingdom Alliance Fortress rules. When building a new Alliance Fortress, its territory cannot overlap with the territory of other Alliance fortresses, including your own. So stacking your own fortresses on top of each other, can't do that anymore, which is good. Adjusted the initial durability of Alliance fortresses from 50,000 to 40,000, and the max durability with full tech upgrades from 155,000 to 124,000. Okay, so pretty big nerf to Alliance fortresses here, which I think is also obviously very good, right? We love to see that. Alliance fortresses, like Rise of Fortresses, was the meta for a very long time. So again, nerfing fortresses, we love to see it, right? Very good stuff. Only applies to Lost Kingdoms after the update, of course. Optimize the visuals of governor troops on the map. Okay, that's really cool. I like that a lot. I'm happy to see this because I feel like if you zoom in on your troops, they still look like a pixelated mess, which is sad because the game itself looks absolutely gorgeous now that we have the new remastered graphics. So I'm really happy to see that. Added a new bundle, Armory Alchemy, which contains transmutation stones and transmutation crystals. Hoggers, that's actually super cool. I was really questioning. I actually have, let me show you guys right here on my Huo. I have this burning blood armament, right? And I recently caved after I made my video where I showed you guys the probabilities of re-rolling. I decided that this was one that I wanted to use a transmutation crystal on, but I was really hesitant about it because I was just like, man, I only have so many. But now at least I know that if I want, I can buy more. Not that I will all the time, but I can, and that's at least good to know. While we're here, let's do a quick transmute, guys. Let's go ahead and pray down in the comment section below. Please give me something good. Give me something good. Give me something good. Give me something good. Come on. Ah, that's so bad. Why? Anyway, removed the erroneous limited tag and countdown from daily special offers. So as you guys know, they recently made daily special offers $3, which is great, and it is not for a limited time. That is permanent. Adjusted the calculation rules for how an individual governor's power affects their kingdom's power. Okay, let's take a look. 100% of your power up to 150 million will be factored into your kingdom's power. 80% of your power from 50 million to 300 million will be factored into your kingdom's power, and 50% of your power from 300 to 500 million will be factored into your kingdom's power. So if you're 500 million power player, then it's going to count 250 million power, which is higher than anybody else below 150. Okay, power above 100 million will not be factored into your kingdom's power. Adjusted the power threshold of Imperium kingdoms in the season of conquest to 23,500,000,000. Okay, wait, power above 500 million will not be factored in. This must be additive, right? It must like work in tiers, because if, yeah, this wording doesn't make sense, because power above, so if you're 501 million, then you just do not count to your kingdom's power. That makes no sense. Obviously it's got to be, you probably factor in some amount of your power from the above bullet points, but regardless, there's so few players in this bracket, it doesn't matter. Added a new commander story for Sarka. We would love to hear what you think about this update. A new commander story for Sarka, what does that even mean? Interesting. Okay, is she gonna be like walking around the city and stuff now? Okay, but wait, there's more. The dev feedback released for May is finally here. This dropped at 4 in the morning. So let's take a look at the new developer feedback. It says reaching high VIP levels is extremely difficult without massive spending, even for big spenders. Players need more daily VIP points. The answer from the devs: thank you for sharing your suggestions and concerns regarding VIP points. At this time, we do not have plans to increase the amount of VIP points granted through daily login rewards, as we remain cautious about the potential for disproportional benefits for farm accounts. Boo, not good answer, not good. Okay, we've taken the community's feedback into account and are planning to introduce more opportunities to earn VIP points through upcoming in-game events. Please stay tuned for future details. Yay, that's a good answer. Okay, so I mean, look, if you have to design your game balance around farm accounts, maybe it's time to actually start enforcing the rules. Technically, you're only supposed to have 2 characters per server, right? I think people forgot about that. Like, that was a rule a long time ago. People just, that's been so neglected that people don't even remember it's a thing. People are out here with 7, 10, 15 farm accounts, right? So maybe we need to address farm accounts, and also, why do players need so many farm accounts to play the game, right? I think there's a lot we can unpack in this answer that needs addressing, but at least we know that more VIP points are coming. Although it is worth noting that I'm VIP 18 and I'm still a million away from 19, and then I'm still however far away from 20 or SVIP. So yeah, the fact that I am a pretty big spender in the game, I've been playing the game for over 6 years, and I'm still like, I'm not even close to max VIP. It's actually crazy. Question 2: while the inclusion of rapid retreat in the crystal tech tree may be intended as a quality of life improvement, it would be an unfair advantage for players who spend a lot of money in this game. Answer: we're aware of your concerns surrounding rapid retreat and appreciate your feedback. For now, we've introduced this feature within the crystal tech tree as a special benefit for players who progress more quickly through the system. As a special benefit for players who progress more quickly through the system. Isn't that just another way, like, with all due respect, isn't that just another way of saying players who spend a lot of money, right? We will continue to monitor this impact and gather feedback from players participating in KvKs with the new crystal tech. Based on player satisfaction and balance evaluations, we will consider whether adjustments are needed in the future. Yeah, this is a big thing that I think players are forgetting, right? The new KvK tech is technically only in Pioneer event servers right now, right? Like, they actually have not implemented this new crystal tech in every type of KvK format, every KvK story, etc. And I think the reason for that is because they want to test things like this out. They want to see, like, how is it going to impact the game? Do we need to adjust it? Is, you know, 15% health too low, too high? How far do players even get through this crystal tech system, right? So they're still going to be, you know, tweaking this stuff. I do think rapid retreat is you know, it's a little bit, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if we need it. I don't know if it actually improves the game for most players. So, like, to me, do we need it? Probably not. But I will say that if you guys find that it is problematic for you and your KvKs, then you should definitely give them feedback and let them know that you don't like it if you don't like it. Question 3: make the ban slots go to 200. Every off-season we will run into issues with illegal immigrants and deadweight players applying into alliances. That is why we need the slot increase. We've heard your concerns about the current alliance ban slot limit. To address this, we will be increasing the ban slot limit in the upcoming patch. Thank you for your continued feedback and support. Stay tuned for further details. Okay, that's pretty cool. Question 4: consider KP and Kingdom Age in Ark of Osiris Golden Battlefield matchmaking. Thank you for your suggestion regarding the matchmaking process in Golden Battlefield. We'd like to assure you that optimization work is already underway. These improvements are currently scheduled for patch 10.0.97, during which we will be adjusting the matchmaking algorithm for Ark of Osiris. This includes revisions to the weight of kill points, other matchmaking factors, and an update to visible data indicators. We appreciate your feedback and support. We remain committed to gameplay experience. Okay, so yeah, this patch notes that we just read is for 1.0.95, so we're looking like maybe 2 months out, right? So maybe in like the August or September update, then we'll see this change, which is pretty cool. Question 5: please add so you can always use the planned flags feature as R5 of the Alliance. Currently, we've limited the planned flag feature to a single user to prevent operational conflicts that may arise when multiple members edit presets simultaneously. However, we agree to your suggestion that greater flexibility is certainly valuable in the future. We're considering to optimize this feature by introducing customizable editing permissions within the Alliance. Out of the system, only one member would be able to edit at a time, reducing the risk of interference while allowing more members such as the Alliance leader to access the feature. Yeah, so this makes a lot of sense, right? Obviously, you don't want multiple people adjusting the future plans, right? But the fact that the Alliance leader themselves can't do this is actually hilarious. So it is kind of a technicality, but yeah, they are going to fix this, it looks like. So that's cool. Question 6, please make the season retrospect shareable. This way players can highlight and show their history, as well as leadership can request it when people are applying. It's very common within the community to provide these details. It would be quite handy. We understand that being able to directly share KvK data with others, whether among players or with alliance leadership, would be highly useful. Thus, we're currently considering implementing alliance level data tracking features within the community platform to make it easier for players and leaders to access and share key performance statistics. I really like this a lot. Players have been relying on third-party systems for a while now, and I feel like Rise of Kingdoms, there's a little bit of an income opportunity there if they're able to have something like to share this official data, but hopefully they just provide it for free, obviously. Question 7, we need new tools introduced to better manage low activity players or those unwilling to participate in KvK. For example, allowing a kingdom to exile players without requiring their consent to a separate kingdom where participation in KvK is disabled. To help manage players who are inactive or unwilling to participate in KvK, we previously introduced the vacation permit system to help manage kingdom members. At this time, we do not have plans to implement more aggressive management features, such as removing specific players from their original kingdom to another kingdom without their consent. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously they can't do this, right? Like, obviously the players that want this feature are lost in the sauce. Like they're treating this game like it's a full-time job, and I understand that, and I understand that you need to do that to be competitive, but at the end of the day, like you can't just kick a player out of a server without their consent. Like, that's crazy, right? Think that'd be like, imagine you're playing World of Warcraft and like you log in one day to like Sargeras server, and then it's just a pop-up that's just like, yeah, no, the strongest player on the server said that you actually are gone, get out of here, goodbye, you're banned to an RP realm. It's just like, you can't do that. And also this would just lead to bullying, right? Like, people would just get bullied out of the kingdom. So anyway, as much as I love the cutscenes in the beginning, please give us an option to skip the tutorial and hide guides for players who have a city above a certain city hall level. True. Currently, we're in the process of comprehensively refining the early game experience. This includes adding new gameplay elements, animations, and onboarding content to make the game more appealing to new players starting to play Rise of Kingdoms. Once these adjustments are stable, we plan to work on a feature that would allow experienced players to skip the tutorial. This is absolutely incredible. I love this a lot. If you guys missed my video, I recently made a video talking about the current state of Rise of Kingdoms, right? And I compared Rise of Kingdoms to other city builder games in the scene right now, other games that are popular at the moment, and I basically said like, hey, the early game is something that they definitely need to rework, and they're already doing so, right? They're already adding new they're reworking, you know, commander skills from Minamoto and Sao. If you guys missed that video, check it out, right? But this basically just confirms that they are committed to just continuing to further upgrade the early game, which is fantastic news for Rise of Kingdoms. Absolutely, I'm very happy to see this. This is like the best news that I could personally hear as a content creator, right? Like, the better the early game is, the more players are going to be joining the game, sticking around, playing the game and enjoying it, which is good for the health of the game, the longevity of the game. And it also means that for those of you that have been playing for years and you've invested a lot of time and money into the game, that it's going to add more longevity to that time and money that you've spent in the game. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody here, which is very, very good. So I'm glad to hear this. This is honestly like the best thing in this entire feedback from the devs, to be honest with you. So huge kudos to the developers for this. I'm very happy to see that they're continuing over 6 years later to make Rise of Kingdoms the best game it can possibly be in this genre. And I personally do still think, I know I'm a partner creator, so I'm biased, right? But like, I personally do think Rise of Kingdoms is the best city builder game on mobile. It's like kind of not even close. So, you know, I feel like the better the early game is, the more other players who try the game will realize that that is the case, and they'll stick around and they'll stop playing the other BS games that have like horrible open field movement and like way worse pay to win mechanics. You know, I know Rise of Kingdoms players like to complain about pay to win mechanics a lot, and sometimes that feedback is true. But if you know, like myself, if you play a lot of these other games in this genre, your mind will be blown at just how much worse pay to win is in other games of this genre, right? Like, those of you who know, you know, right? Like, other games are as bad or worse, which is crazy. So I'm very grateful for Rise of Kingdoms for that, as funny as that may sound. So yeah, a better early game is fantastic news. But guys, let me know what you think about all these updates. I just gave you a ridiculous amount of information here coming soon to Rise of Kingdoms, right? We have this brand new 7-day login event with a new Zenith of Power, Melon Market, Smithy specials. This is going to be absolutely epic, and I suspect that they're hiding something from us, right? I said this earlier, but I feel like there is something more to this event that they're not telling us, because there's just, it's so obviously focused on the first emperor, and they went out of their way to animate the emperor in his own unique cutscene with Bai Chi. Check out yesterday's video if you missed it. Like it just seems like they're hiding something. I feel like they're hiding something. We'll find out in the days and weeks to come. But yeah, lots of improvements here. Some things maybe players will not like the Eve of the Crusade change. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the face-to-face with the developers as well. And with all of that being said, guys, if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, of course, and make sure you drop a thumbs up down below if you made it this far. If you liked it, it really helps out the channel a ton. It helps get this video out into the YouTube algorithm so other Rise of Kingdoms players might see it. And consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here, and click the bell to be notified the next time I upload breaking news for Rise of Kingdoms. You don't want to miss it. There's more breaking news coming. I'm almost certain of it. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Omniarch. I will talk to you guys again soon. Peace.